Love that. All
That's
right,
good.
welcome to Rapid Fire Manufacturing. Today I have Ben Carlson from Mach 1 Mechatronics Academy. He's all about fast tracking the next wave of skilled mechatronics technicians. Ben's out here helping companies build their future workforce, offering a 6-month hands-on program that turns SOCA certified techs who are ready to roll out and just cranking out mechatronics certified technicians. So, Ben, thank you so much for joining.
Absolutely. Absolutely, David. And it's an honor to be on Rapid Fire Manufacturing Podcast. I've seen some of the previous episodes there with some of the guys that I know. And it was only a matter of time before I jumped on too. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me, David. And let's have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So first question is, what's the secret sauce to making people ready to tackle real world challenges from day one? How do you do that with these technicians?
Yeah, that's a great question. And you know what? A lot of the companies pose that question to me too. Hey, how is Mach 1's education going to benefit our technicians? And the slogan or the saying that I always say is applicable on day one. And how do I get that? How do we get the technicians to be applicable on day one? You can see the equipment behind me. We're using real world equipment. I literally bought an automation system off of a factory floor, put it in the training academy and give them that real world experience on real world equipment. Like, if education, and this is just, I'm going to go on a side rant real quick. If education doesn't focus on actually what the employers are doing, then they're doing it wrong. So what we do here at Mach 1 is we talk to the employers and say, what do you do? What would you do? Or what do you need out of a program? And that's what we pull in. And I would say just, one last little point there. The biggest thing that we do here at Mach 1 is mindset coaching. The students are here for 40 hours a week if they're not sponsored by an employer. If they're sponsored by an employer, they have an opportunity to go to work on Fridays, and we'll kind of work it together that way. So the students are here Monday through Thursday, or if they're not sponsored, then they're here Monday through Friday. Inevitably, by the end of 6 months of training, they're going to have learned, they're going to have grown in work ethic. It's going to happen. So here at Mach 1, we focus on that mindset, getting that proper attitude and approaching all projects and all work, everything that you do to do it and be proud of it. Make the work shine, make your work shine and let everybody know that, hey, let's say David did this job. Everybody wants to know, hey, is this David's job? They're going to look at it. If it's a good job, David wants them to know I did that job. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring that, coaching into every single environment. Every project you do, put your name on it by its quality, right? Don't sign your name on it with a pen. Put your name on it by showing how masterful you can do that job.
That's awesome. And I haven't heard that too often where you've built mindset, coaching into your program. Like that has to have such a dramatic compounding effect on the students.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's, largely one of the most important things. And a lot of people say, okay, what are the physical or the tangible items do you teach? I teach mechanical. We do machining, we do hydraulics, pneumatics, we do automation, we do electrical. But over all of them is that work ethic. If somebody comes out of school with maybe a low work ethic or something, maybe they never were, nobody showed them how to work. Nobody showed them how to do this stuff. That's what we're here doing. Every single project has that taste of this is how to do it in the workplace. This is how you present yourself. This is how you attack this problem. This is how you work with others. This is how you look, how you act. All those things are just so, so important. And I'll tell you this, we could teach all the physical skills that we want here. And if we don't pair that work ethic in with them, that technician's not really worth much. If they have a bad work ethic, it doesn't matter what skills they have, right? So overall, that work ethic is just insanely important.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point too. And do you notice the difference from start to finish? Like when they first enroll into the program to, 6 months down the line, like can you visibly see everything that's changed?
Absolutely, 100%. And actually, it's kind of funny you asked that. We had a student graduate literally yesterday was his last day. We handed over his certification, and he's going to Heller Machine Tools. Heller Machine Tools is a amazing company, and they've sponsored 3 students now here through Mach 1. This student in particular, he was 1 month into the program, and he was going to work on Friday, so he's here Monday through Thursday. And I got a message from Heller that said, hey, what are you doing? Because this student here is a different person. This is 1 month into the program, and this student is a different person. How are you able to affect that in somebody? And the answer is, if you bring up the importance and you show each and every individual, each student, this is what's important. These are the things you need to know, and this is why. And This is how you approach all of this. Then suddenly, click, they get it and they say, that's cool. I'm going to go do that. Right. So if you coach and you instill that mindset and into your students, then all you're doing is saying, here's the goal, and they're going to start climbing. You don't have to hardly push.
That's powerful stuff right there. I bet that's a great feeling to see that for sure.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and then with the last,
can I make one last point?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this graduate in particular, he, on his last day, I asked him, I brought him out the shop floor and I said, hey, look, if I were to just hand you blueprints, if I were to just hand you a project, how confident would you be on any of these machines here? Could you do it? And he said, absolutely. He said, 100%. He came in with little to no experience. And now I can hand them, hey, you make a waypoint program, make a small program on the robot. He'll just pick up that pendant and he'll go. Hey, I need a small circuit built. I need something put together, something machined, whatever it is. Boom, he's doing it. And I can trust him on every single one of these pieces of equipment because I know the attitude that he has, and I also know how he's going to approach it. So it's a balance between the two, and it really makes a fine attitude in somebody.
That makes you get up and go to work and love your job. That's awesome.
100%.
So with so much of the world kind of changing in manufacturing, what are some must-have skills for technicians coming right into the field?
Yeah, that's also a great question, and I've been posed that question a couple times by a couple different companies. Hey, how in the world is it? What kind of skills are you talking about? And again, I'm going to go back to that mindset, the umbrella, that mindset. If they have a good mindset, they're going to learn all these skills and they're going to go get it on their own. Now, I can't just keep saying mindset this whole time, so I'm going to talk about a little bit about mechatronics. So the reason that I teach mechatronics specifically is because if we look at the future, if we look at manufacturing as it's growing, it's evolving, it's changing every single day. What's not changing? Us, humans. We are not technologically advanced. Our body is the same. So how do we make sure that we know what we need to know or are instilling and growing our future generations to be able to handle and tackle all these problems as these, as our manufacturing, all the equipment and everything like that is ever ongoing, increasing, upgrading, and going wireless and all these, awesome things. We have to give them a foundation. If the technicians don't have that foundation, let's look at a skyscraper, for example. If it doesn't have a solid foundation, that sucker's going to fall down. Mm-hmm. So mechatronics, all these skill sets, starting with like manual manufacturing, how it's made, and then learning how to make it move, and pneumatics and hydraulics, and seeing all the equipment in person, feeling it with your hands, making it move, and then jump into electrical and literally wiring a full system from start to finish, install all the components, wire it all through, power it, program it, and see what happens. Get intimate with the systems, and then learn how to put it all together into the robotics realm or the automation realm. If you take all those skills and you put them all together and have that technician that understands the system as an envelope, that is one of the most powerful skill sets that anybody in manufacturing can have. If you look at the shop floors nowadays, you look at the controls engineers, for example. It's the top guy on the shop floor. Those guys are expensive. How do they get there? They got to start here. So this is literally the baseline. This is the foundation for a really, really awesome career in manufacturing. The world, every employer around us is automating things. Put a robot in here. Put a automated system together. But let's increase the education of our future. So how do we handle this? A lot of people would say, these robots are going to take our jobs. But really what they're doing is demanding a higher educated future. Now we don't have an operator switching the parts. Now we have somebody who needs to maintain that bot. We need somebody that can build that bot, and we need somebody who can program that bot, right? So it's actually creating more jobs in a totally different envelope. And so mechatronics is the foundation for that skill set and for this ever evolving world around us in manufacturing.
Well, Ben, I must say you're doing awesome work there, and you're helping to keep people in the workforce educated and having strong skill sets when they enter the workforce. So keep doing what you're doing, man. Really appreciate it. And for those of you watching, stay tuned for more episodes on rapid fire manufacturing that includes experts in the industry. Ben, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.